Well, that was a very frustrating game. But you know what? We still got 2 points out of it. That was pretty good. Bruins friends, you know what time it is. It is time to hug it out because that was admittedly a pretty frustrating 3-2 victory over the Nashville Predators. But hey, it's still a victory. And tonight is going to be a little bit different. Tonight's incident is going to be a little bit different. You see, usually when I have a friend on, it's usually my friend Tanner, the logical Canadian, and it's usually for Leafs games. But not tonight. Not tonight. We have someone else. We have an honest to goodness, actual living, breathing, Nashville Predators fan. It's Billy Carver, right?
Yeah.
So you might have seen me fiddling around with some stuff. You might have seen me fiddling around with some of the specifics on in here because I for some reason decided to map my unpause and pause hotkey in OBS to the space bar. Really not the greatest decision of all time. But yes, I have with me my good friend and Billy Carver, the Volunteers fan, and what is it? We decided to do a watch party of this game. We decided to do a watch party of the Bruins Predators game because he's also sadly a Predators fan, and we decided to do a watch party on his channel. He ended up caring a little bit more about college football than the actual game.
If you watch like the first part of it, it's nothing more than college football.
Yes, and even at the end, you're still talking about Caleb Williams being a fucking fraud.
Is one.
Yeah, but that's because USC is also a fraud school.
By the way, like the couch, Jocelyn.
Yes, I do. In any
Thank
case,
you.
let's actually get down to the actual game. So the Bruins come into this game with the exact same amount of points as the Patriots have had all October on just one game. LOL, Patriots suck right now.
At least you're a Seattle fan.
Huh?
At least you're a Seahawks fan by NFC.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Seahawks fan, I guess. But in any case, is Bruins come into this game on a 1-0 record against a team also, I think, with a 1-0 record, right?
No, 1-1.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys lost a game. But we get Swayman versus Sara. Swayman getting his first action of the NHL all season. In very similar lines from very similar lines that we're getting on this from this game from the last game. The only difference is what is it? The only real difference is the fact that the fucking what is it? The Van Riemsdyk, Zaka, and Pasternak line is now on the top, and is now the top line, and the second line is now Marchand, Coyle, Marchand, Coyle, DeBrusque. Nice beer you got there. In any case.
Topical.
Oh.
I see.
I wish I had one. But in any case, puck drops, and the Bruins start out on a really nice shift. Again, it's the fourth line starting, and my God, Johnny Beecher, Johnny frickin' Beecher.
Yeah. Jerk yourself off to him more and more times.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch.
the look. This is a show that I do about the Bruins. Do you think I'm not going to? Do you think I'm not going to hype up nearly every single Bruin here?
No, but you're definitely gonna jerk yourself off to him. Jesus Christ! Come on, at least have some minimum bias to them. You have a guest
I
here.
don't make jerk off jokes on your channel. Don't do it on mine, please.
Okay, fine, whatever. Go on.
I try not. I try to keep these
PG-13. Yeah.
PG-13, except for flagrant use of the fuck word. Weird. But in any case, Johnny Beecher, fantastic motor on this kid. He is driving the puck into the offensive zone, and the Bruins end up starting this game off on the right foot until the fourth line has just a little bit too much gas to it. Lucic ends up. Lucic brings the puck out of the neutral zone. Centers it to Beecher, who is screaming up the middle. He passes it back to Lauko, and Lauko puts it right onto Yusei Saros's leg pads, and it goes the other way. And yeah, something like that. Colton I don't think it was just Colton Sissons. I forget who assisted on this. Billy, you might be able to tell me who assisted on the first goal. Cause
let me check.
Cause what is it? I know Colton Sissons ended up scoring, but someone else brought it. I think it might have been Jakob Trenin, who got the primary assist on it. Is more so what I'm asking.
Keith Sherwood.
Sherwood ended up getting the first assist on it. He brings the puck all the way to the opposite end, and for which the only person defending there is Derek Former. And try as he might, he cannot stop a slight breeze, let alone a 2-on-1. And so I love Swayman, but he gets beat here, and the Bruins find themselves in a pretty early 1-0 hole. But that's not the only thing that troubles the Bruins tonight. Also, if you want to look at college football, it's not the only thing troubling me tonight, because UMass lost 63-0 to Penn State. Just goes to show how much of a fucking stupid school UMass Amherst is for being in the for somehow ending up in the FBS. But in any case, that's not the only big news for the. That's not the only thing that's frustrating the Bruins tonight, because it's also penalties. The Bruins end up taking, like, I'm looking at it now. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 penalties tonight. And somehow I think the funniest part is that the Predators then went 0 for 7 on power play. The Predators did not score a single goal on power play.
Hold on one second.
Okay. Billy is so unhappy at this fact that he's rage quitting already. Yeah. Damn. I didn't think it would take this little. But in any case, first we have Marchand and going for high sticking on and Parsonen, then McAvoy going for holding the stick on Nyquist. Then we get a little bit of a reprieve. Tommy Novak ends up going for slashing on Carlo. Forbort then ends up going for hooking on and Parsonen. And then the big one that leads to the Bruins' first goal, ends up being a real dinger of a hit. Kiefer Sherwood just goes ham on, just fucks up McAvoy and on the end boards. And I understand that I might have been cheering for that if it was the other way around. But at the same time, I can't deny that is a penalty. The only difference, the only thing is, Billy, is that I know that it's a penalty, and sometimes I just don't give a shit that it's a penalty. I just want to see violence, and that's probably what would have happened if it was the other way around. If McAvoy was the one who hit Sherwood so hard his helmet fell off.
Yeah.
But this sets up the power play where McAvoy from the bumper gets it to Marchand and at the left face-off dot. Marchand and passes it to Van Riemsdyk, who's behind the red line, and he freaking, I think he's trying to center the puck, and it bounces off the back of Dante Fabro and into the goal.
Yeah.
Congratulations. It's now 1-1. Good.
Exactly.
And then we get to the second period where pretty early on, Jacob Lauko ends up going for high sticking, and not just high sticking, a double minor high sticking against Roman Josi. Even though I couldn't really see any blood, but I'm not really about to nitpick here, because we still end up killing this penalty. And all throughout, it feels like, yeah, Nashville is getting more shots, but it feels like I think the Bruins are getting better opportunities, if that makes sense. It's kind of like how, yeah, you're putting up a bunch of shots on a brick wall versus Saros actually has to make a few plays here. But Lauko ends up going for high sticking, and it's kind of whatever. Then a little bit later, Lindholm takes a pretty blatant interference penalty against Ryan O'Reilly. So he's in the box, and then before that's even over, Marchand ends up going for cross-checking on Nyquist, and it's so bad that Nyquist ends up going
back into the locker room.
Yeah. But shortly after that ends up dying, we get something funny. We get a penalty shot.
The second fucking penalty shot against Nashville for like the first 3 games.
You know, I would say something, but at the same time, the Bruins, what is it? The first goal that the Bruins scored 2 seasons ago was a penalty shot. Like,
of fucking course it was.
No, I legitimately remember. The only reason why I remember it is because it was the first episode of Into the Den, and that I ever did. It was the Bruins playing against the Stars on opening night of the 2021-2022 season, and I think I think Miro Heiskanen hooked Brad Marchand from behind, and Marchand just scored. It was great. But in this case, I think it was Trennan who I think it was Yakov Trennan who it was either him or Tommy Novak who hooked Marchand from behind, not Marchand, Pastrnak from behind, and allowed for quite possibly the filthiest goal I've seen Pastrnak do in a while. Yes, there was that really early on last season where he basically just undressed the entire Panthers defense and five-hold, I think, Alex Lyon. And this wasn't in the playoffs. This was in like December of last year. But this one, Pasta is like square to Saros, and he has the puck behind him. He is winding up so much that like the puck is behind him, and this is a goal this is a snapper so filthy that Andrew Raycroft during the intermission said, "This is why I stopped playing goalie." And can you blame him? This was awesome. This was an awesome goal, and yeah, Bruins are up 2-1, but not for long, because it's just a little bit later. The Bruins end up taking their 8th penalty of the game, except it doesn't go to a power play because the Bruins cannot handle the puck in their own zone. It's something that we had a problem with the last season. It is a problem that we had 2 seasons ago, and it's a problem that we still have right now. We cannot handle the puck in our own zone. And as a result, Roman Josi just blasted from the blue line, and Colton Sissons redirects it to put it in for his 2nd goal of the game, to put it 2-2 before the end of the second period. And then we get into the 3rd period where Jeremy Lauzon really hates the team that he used to play for, the team that drafted him. Which, it's still hilarious how Nashville traded a 2nd round pick to get him. You guys gave up a pretty high end value asset to get basically a goon. Like, who are you? Oh, fucking Peter Chiarelli? Exactly. Yeah. Lauzon ends up roughing one of the young guys, is Matt Patra, who Patra had a pretty good game himself tonight. I think tonight Beecher was the better second game guy, but Patra, he was no slouch either. It was more, that third line was buzzing. Patra, Geeky, and Frederick was a powerhouse of a line. Even though for a short while I just did not hear Geeky's name at all. But in any case, Lauzon ends up going for roughing, and what happens next? James Van Riemsdyk finds the back of the net again for the last goal of the game. There's definitely a lot of back and forth in this game. It gets really chippy near the end, and
yeah,
and the Preds end up pulling. Sorry, what are you gonna say, Billy?
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
Point.
The Preds end up pulling Saros.
And no avail, and Boston wins.
Yep. Improving us to 2-0, and the Preds fall to 1-2.
Yep.
Billy, do you have any additional thoughts on this game?
Well, it's still an improvement. This team is still like somewhat of a rebuilding team. Like, I'm not mad at the loss. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm just mad that we keep taking penalties and it keeps going into the net. That's what I'm mad about.
That is a decent reason to be upset. Yeah.
And I'm gonna drink this bottle. Ready?
You do that.
Full screen it on me, Jocelyn, the editor.
Oh boy. Chug, 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 chug. Yeah!
Ugh. Jesus Christ.
Solid job, Billy. But
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, by the way.
Yep. Billy has his own YouTube channel, where he does a bunch of other stupid shit, including a podcast that I am a part of. It is a political podcast called the Purple Podcast Eaters.
Literally the worst podcast of all time.
Again,
like timing.
In terms of timing, yeah. In terms of actual content, I still think that No Jumper has us beat on in terms of content.
Well, they talk about fucking porn stuff. We're just two idiots talking about our side of the political spectrum.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I am a leftist scum, and Billy is right wing scum.
I thought you were gonna say right wing racist. Anyways, basketball season is coming up. Who gives a shit?
Who cares about fun? This should be fun, especially with Jaylen Brown being the highest paid player in NBA history, despite being the third best player on his team at any given moment.
Well, it's going to be fun when Ja Morant has to miss all 25 games. That's what we're going to do. One moment. I got to fix my mic. My wire fell off.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it? For some reason, my PC did not want to recognize this. But, yeah, that is basically it. Thank you all so much for watching. And
subscribe to my channel, by the way. Again, it will be on whatever. It'll be right over Jocelyn's face.
Yep. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Yep. Me